Hi everybody, welcome back to Books and Boba. This is the 5th episode, and we are continuing The Cursed Child. Today we are drinking a vanilla chai from Fusion Tea Bar. Hashtag not sponsored, but I do love their drinks. So, here we go. Act 1, Scene 12, Ministry of Magic, Grand Meeting Room. The stage is flooded with wizards and witches. They rattle and chatter like all true wizards and witches can. Amongst them, Ginny, Draco, and Ron. Above them, on a stage, Hermione and Harry. Order! Order! Do I have to conjure silence? She pulls silence from the crowd using her wand. Good. Welcome to this extraordinary general meeting. I'm so pleased so many of you could make it. The wizarding world has been living in peace now for many years. It's 22 years since we defeated Voldemort at the Battle of Hogwarts, and I'm delighted to say that there is a new generation being brought up having known only the slightest conflict. Until now. Harry? Harry.
Voldemort's allies had been showing movement for months now. We followed trolls making their way across Europe, giants starting to cross the seas, and the werewolves, well, I'm distressed to say that we lost sight of them some weeks ago. We don't know where they're going or who's encouraged them to move, but we are aware they are moving, and we are concerned what it might mean. So we're asking if anyone has seen anything, felt anything. If you could raise a wand, we will hear everyone speak. Professor McGonagall, thank you.
It did look like the potion stores had been interfered with when we returned from summer break. But not a huge amount of ingredients were missing. Some boomslang skin and some lace-wing flies. Nothing on the restricted register. We put it down to Peeves. Hermione. Thank you, Professor. We shall investigate. She looks across the room. Nobody else? Fine. Gravest of all, and this hasn't been the case since Voldemort. Harry's scar is hurting again.
Draco. Voldemort is dead. Voldemort is gone.
Hermione. Yes, Draco, Voldemort is dead, but these things all lead us to think that there is a possibility that Voldemort, or some trace of Voldemort, might be back. This gets a reaction.
Now, this is difficult, but we have to ask it to rule it out. Those of you with the dark mark, have you felt anything? Even a twinge? Draco. Back to being prejudiced against those with the dark mark, are we, Potter?
Hermione. No, Draco, Harry is simply trying to... Draco.
You know what this is about. Harry just wants his face back in the newspapers again. We've had rumours of Voldemort coming back from the Daily Prophet once a year, every year.
Harry.
None of those rumours came from me.
Draco. Really? Doesn't your wife edit the Daily Prophet? Ginny steps toward him, outraged. The sports pages? Hermione. Draco, Harry brought this matter to the attention of the Ministry, and as the Ministry of Magic... Draco. I'll vote you only one because you are his friend. Ron is held back by Ginny as he charges at Draco.
Do you want a smack in the mouth?
Draco.
Face it, his celebrity impacts upon you all. And how better to get everyone whispering about the Potter name again than with...
He does this impression of Harry.
My scar is hurting, my scar is hurting.
And do you know what this all means? That the gossip mongers once again have an opportunity to defame my son with these ridiculous rumours about his parentage.
Harry. Draco, no one is saying that this has anything to do with Scorpius. Draco. Well, I, for one, think that this meeting is a sham, and I'm leaving.
He walks out. Others start to disperse after him. Hermione. No, that's not the way. Come back. We need a strategy. Act 1, Scene 13. St. Oswald's home for old witches and wizards. The This is chaos. This is magic. This is St. Oswald's home for old witches and wizards, and it is as wonderful as you might hope. Walker frames are conjured into life, knitting wool is enchanted into chaos, and male nurses are made to dance the tango. These are people relieved of the burden of having to do magic for a reason. Instead, these wizards and witches do magic for fun. And what fun they have! Albus and Scorpius enter, looking around themselves, amused, and let's face it, slightly scared. Albus and Scorpius. Excuse me. Scorpius. Okay, this place is wild. Albus. We're looking for Amos Diggory. There is suddenly total silence. Everyone is instantly still and slightly depressed. Wool Woman. And what would you boys want with that miserable old sod? Delphi appears to smile. Albus, you came! How wonderful! Come and say hello to Amos. Act 1, Scene 14. St. Oswald's home for old witches and wizards, Amos's room. Amos looks at Scorpius and Albus, irritated. Delphi watches the three of them. Amos. So let me get this straight. You overhear a conversation which was not meant for you to overhear, and you decide without prompting, in fact without leave, to interfere hard into someone else's business. Albus. My father lied to you. I know he did. They do have a time turner. Amos. Of course they do. You can move along now. Albus. What? We're here to help. Amos. Help? What use could a pair of undersized teenagers be for me? Albus. My father proved you don't have to be a grown-up to change the wizarding world. Amos. So I should allow you to get involved because you're a Potter? Relying on your famous name, are you? Albus. No. Amos. A Potter who is in Slytherin House. Yes, I've read about you. And who brings a Malfoy with him to visit me. A Malfoy who may be a Voldemort. Who's to say you're not involved in dark magic? Albus. But... Amos. Your information was obvious, but the confirmation is useful. Your father did lie. Now leave, the pair of you. Stop wasting my time. Albus, with power and strength. No, you listen to me. You said it yourself, how much blood is on my father's hands. Let me help you change that. Let me help you correct one of his mistakes. Trust me. Amos, his voice raised. Did you hear me, boy? I see no reason to trust you, so go, now, before I make you leave. He raises his wand ominously. Albus looks at the wand. He deflates. Amos has crushed him. Come on, mate, says Scorpius. If there's one thing we're good at, it's knowing we're not wanted. Albus is reluctant to leave. Scorpius pulls him by the arm. He turns and they walk away. Delphi. I can think of one reason why you should trust them, Uncle. They stop. They're the only ones volunteering to help. They've prepared to bravely put themselves at risk in order to return your son to your side. In fact, I'm pretty sure they put themselves at risk even getting here. Amos. This is Cedric we're talking about. Delphi. And, didn't you say yourself, having someone inside Hogwarts might be a massive advantage? Delphi kisses the top of Amos's head. Amos looks at Delphi, and then turns to look at the boys. Why? Why did you want to put yourself at risk? What's in this for you? Albus. I know what it's like to be the spare. Your son didn't deserve to be killed, Mr. Diggory. We can help get him back. Amos, finally showing emotion. My son was the best thing that ever happened to me. And you're right, it was an injustice.
A gross injustice. And if you're serious...
Albus, we're deadly serious.
Amos, this is going to be dangerous.
Albus, we know. Scorpius, do we? Amos,
Delphi, perhaps if you were prepared to accompany them.
Delphi, if that would make you happy, Uncle. She smiles at Albus. He smiles back. Amos,
you do understand, even getting the time turner will risk your lives.
Albus, we're ready to put our lives at risk. Scorpius, are we? Amos, gravely,
I hope you have it in you.
Okay, let's stop right here, guys. So we're going to be continuing this in the next episode. Have fun, eat, drink, and be merry. Bye!